All right. It is 7:30-ish Sunday night. That means time for another edition in the Man Cave. We are live. This is Polk Hoops. Had an all-state coach. What's going on with your coach?
Happy Sunday, Coach.
Hey, happy Sunday, man.
MLK weekend.
Hey, and yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot going on tomorrow. MLK. We get new. It's time to. It's officially a new day in leadership for the country, and also the college football championship game tomorrow. So there's a lot happening tomorrow night. So tomorrow night. So I am Coach Barnes. We are Polk Coops, and the PG, All-State PG, will more than likely not be with us tonight. He has a previous engagement, but the show must go on, and so we will continue in that vein. So we don't, since absent of the PG, we don't have a tumors tape, but we may have a coach's corner. Okay, we got a head shake, so we do have a coach's corner. So, Coach, whenever you are ready, sir, you got
it. What's up, Coach? Man, we've mentioned it's been a lot of mentioning about like basketball IQ, and I was thinking about it today. Is my question to you and everybody else is basketball IQ, is that developed? Is it natural? Can it be improved? And if so, how so?
I do not think it is natural because not enough people use it for it to be natural. I do think it is coached, can be coached, and developed. And I think that my answer nowadays probably be different than it was before. But I think with so much like technology as far as film and technology and the ability, the way that different ways you can see the game, I think you can develop IQ part of it by just, film study. And then, you can't, I don't think you can take for granted just reps and time on the floor and situations, being in situations. The teams that are able to kind of simulate some of those situations in practice, so the first time the kids see it is not an actual game, I think that's helpful. But I do not think it's natural. I do think you have to coach it up and develop it. The reason why I say it's not natural because, Coach, we talk all the time how few people, and maybe it's a thing where you have it, you're just not using it. The fact that you see so few people using it, I just wouldn't think that you wouldn't use it if you could. I just think you ain't got it, So, Coach Jazz, there's no games look like that's in Polk County tomorrow. It's a couple of games, but people like on the road. It's a whole lot of them on Tuesday night, but some good ones Tuesday night, but not tomorrow. Anyway, Coach, that's my thing on it. Like, but then it's like, I don't know, Coach. I mean, IQ is because just like in school, IQ you have a certain IQ, but it's based on a foundation of things that you've learned, right? You kind of got some foundation, some math principles. You got some foundation English principles that you're able to apply it to certain situations. So I do think it has to be a foundation there, but I don't know if that's like natural, like you just walk in the gym with it.
Okay. So you answered it from a player's perspective. What about for adults? What about for coaches?
Can coaches have IQ?
Because if you judge it by what people say in the stands, Coach, I'm just saying, a lot of coaches get a bad rap. So I'm just wondering.
Because coaches don't know what they're doing. They don't have a clue what they're doing. But coach,
Man,
it's like even with that, we talk about it here every now and then. Is it that the coach don't know what he's doing? Is it the coach didn't call a certain play, a certain set, offense, defense, whatever, didn't make an adjustment, or is it they left the huddle with it, and the kids didn't go out there and execute it, so now the coach getting crucified? If you listen to the stands, coach, probably less than 10% coaches got IQ, right? If your team ain't top 5, top 10, because we talked about this. Lakeland got to the in football. Lakeland got to the state championship game in football. They won it last year.
Mm-hmm.
Got to the championship this year. And how much negative we heard about Frazier. He can't this and he don't this and he need to do. The man made it to the championship. He just ran to a buzzsaw, but the man was losing players. He was having to he wasn't getting really good production from certain positions, and he still was winning. So how is it that he don't know what he's doing when he just won a championship the year before? So
I've seen where coaches have won championships and they still was getting criticized.
So then we gotta look at where the criticism coming from and who's providing it and what frame of reference. Like, what are you basing that I don't know what I'm talking about if I'm the coach? What is that basis on? Is it on we lost a game, a close game? Is it we playing man and you think we should be playing zone? Is it they went on a run, they scored 3 buckets in a row, and I call it time about the 4th bucket? You know what I'm saying? I always wonder when people be in the stands criticizing, what is it coming from? And, it's hard not to hit them in them jails. But I know I used to be just, look, man, you either going to listen to us or you going to listen to them.
If you listen to them, coach, you got to go sit with them. That's what I used to say. They had to go sit with them. But, like I said,
so what's your answer standpoint? What's your answer to your question?
What's the answer? I think it can go both ways. I think what you said from a player standpoint also works from a coaching standpoint. Studying film, relationships with your kids, know what their strengths and weaknesses are, put them in the best position possible. I know as a coach, you said something that was a gem. I don't know if everybody heard it, but experience is the best teacher. So therefore, if you keep going through these experiences, you shouldn't be making the same mistake over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And also, don't let your stubbornness get in the way of your program and your kid's success. Like you hear Toomer like all the time with Scott Williams and playing for G-Man, they were strictly man to man. It wasn't nothing else, but now when you hear Toomer talk, and especially when you talk about Coach Williams has adjusted a little bit, not as far, I'm not saying exactly with like defensively, but adjusting to the kids themselves, where he's a lot probably doing things that he wouldn't have done back 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my thing is you have to know your kids. You have to know, you got to put them in the best position possible. So if that's playing zone, then that's playing zone. If it's running a 5-out offense, then that's what it is. But my thing is, you can't, like, say you had a monster team, right? And you did it a certain way with them. Then you come back and you graduate everybody. Now that monster team is not there no more. So what adjustments are you going to make in order for that team to be successful? Because you can't do the same thing. You don't have them type of players. So what are you going to do different? So I think IQ, adjustments, game management, all of that could be developed also through experience.
I was talking to a coach earlier today, and he was talking about topic we talked about on the show kind of the other day, and he was, I guess, saying to me specifically, he was like, y'all saying, you saying that how teams used to win back in the day, and it got changed, and why we changed and it was working. His thing was that the teams, as far as the players, are different. So you have to change with the players and the kids, because the kids now are not like, you can't coach it the same way. You can't coach these kids the same way now. So I guess part of an IQ could be the ability to realize that and to adjust, and not be like we said, Mike Penley last week saying, "This is you adjust to me, not I adjust to you." His thing is, I guess like I said, he was talking to me because I know I said it, that that's the difference. That it's not the same. It's not the same kid, so you can't coach the same way, and that's why things have changed a lot for a lot of programs. That's his take on it. I said,
And
well,
I
I
respect
received
that.
that. I received that. Yeah, I mean, I said I received that because I'm
And
not
I
coaching,
respect that.
but
I'm not saying that hasn't changed and you have to adjust with that. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying from a Polk County perspective is the toughness has changed. You know what I'm saying? Who do you see going out there playing for 32 minutes baseline to baseline defense like it used to be? That's what has changed. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's not there. So the culture of these teams have changed because you decided that you wanted to cater to these teams, to these kids, to these parents. So now you're softer, therefore the culture's softer, therefore the game is softer. Everybody wanted to come to Polk County and get a good hard game. Well, the parity of good hard teams in Polk County are not there no more because coaches have decided to cater to these kids and their emotions and to their feelings. So therefore, they're not as aggressive anymore. It's I think it's a balance. Yes, you have to coach the kids differently. These kids are different than they were 5, 10, 15 years ago. I totally agree with that. But our philosophy going into these games, we just don't have that toughness anymore from the head, and therefore your kids are gonna emulate um their coach's personality. That's just the way it is. So therefore, you know, whatever the coach is giving off, that's what the kids are giving off.
so you say is back to the coaches.
Facts. It is, coach. Like if your culture in practice is to be tough and play tough and be hard defensively, and that's the type of culture that you have in practice, that's going to relate over to the game. Like I said, I don't have an issue with you coaching differently to these kids. I do not have, because like you said, these kids are different. You have to approach it differently. But at the same time, your culture in practice, if that's what you want, maybe that's not what you want. You know what I'm saying? Maybe y'all we love the finesse game and you know and everything, but traditionally, Polk County, that's just not what we're known for. That's not why people come over here and want to play us. You know what I'm saying? They're coming over here to get prepared so they can be battle tested in the playoffs. They know they want to come over here and get a good hard game, a physical game, maybe in a tough environment, you know what I'm saying, in order to get that team ready. And it's just not the parity's not there anymore. It's not many gyms that you can come and get that type of game anymore.
But and that's what I guess I would say. Like, we don't play like we used to. But his thing is you can't coach the same way. And part of the kind of what you to piggyback on what you just said, you can't coach them tough no more because kids can't take it. They react a certain way. They get all emotional. Then the parents, the next thing you know, you get an email from the AD or the person. Hey, I need to talk to you. It's like it's different than it was. Back then, you talk to a kid like that, you better not go home and tell your mama, or your dad, or your grandma somebody that coach said something to you. You like, man, you knew you couldn't. I don't care what coach said. Coach could have called you everything with your mama. You just dealt with it. That ain't the reality now. Like, or that's another part to what the coach was saying.
So, coach, you can't coach a certain way. So now you can't pick up full court. So now you can't play aggressive defense even in the half court, like because it has changed the way you coach a kid. It has changed the systems and your philosophies too. It's made it down that far. Like, coach, who wants to pick up full court anymore in Polk? I can understand if you don't have the horses to do it. Totally understand. Totally understand. But some of them do and don't do it. And then
Don't do it or can't do it.
they probably don't know how to teach it. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Because I can't do what I can't teach what I don't know. I can't do what I.
Then it's your job to go out and get the information in order to bring it back to your team, which I've been saying for a very, very long time. As a coach, you got to have a mentor. You got to have resources. You got to have people that you can talk to gain that information and bring it back to your team. Coach, I got a call. Coach, you know this. They brought me from Michigan. I've been to Michigan twice. You know what I'm saying? Because it was something that they wasn't good at. Hey, I need you to come, and do this for my team. I'm not saying that it has to be me, but it's plenty of resources out here, coach. Plenty. From YouTube to Twitter to coaches you can reach out to. If it's something that you're lacking, please go and find it. That's my encouragement. I wanted to get better in the Princeton offense, coach. So therefore, I went out and I made contacts and found resources in order to improve my knowledge about the Princeton offense.
Our coaches in Polk more prideful than coaches today. Our Polk's coaches today more prideful than past Polk Pro coaches. What I'm saying with that is, if I don't know how to do it, but am I going to reach out for the help? So our coaches today more prideful than coaches in the past, or is that the reason why it doesn't happen? Because of pride? Because you don't know what you don't know. But question. That's just a legitimate question, because if you don't know but you don't ask, you never will know. We're all in the kid business, so we've all taught kids. So if I'm teaching you something, then I have an expectation that you know it. But if I don't teach you, I can't really punish you for what I don't know that you know. I can't assume that you got it before you got it to me. So once I teach it to you, then I can hold you accountable to it.
Facts.
But if it's something that I don't know, like you tell kids all the time, hey, look, only way I know you don't understand is if you let me know, if you ask questions. I can sometimes read body language, I can kind of read your face, but if I miss it and you don't have it, you gotta say something. That's from all my life, goes from elementary to college. I'm teaching college kids the same thing, but from a grown-up perspective, especially a man, because all our coaches are men on the men's side. I don't know it.
So I see two different types of coaches in our area. One, I see a set of coaches. That's what they grew up. That's what kind of system they grew up in. That's what they know. And and they're just gonna stick with that. It's no, that's just all they know. Then you have another set where it does come with that pride thing, where want they don't want the help. Coach Gibbons, I talked to Coach Gibbons about this, and basically, Coach Gibbons said it's a lot of people that don't want to bring someone else in, and their kids kind of figure out that, hey, it's somebody out there that knows more than my coach. And it kind of is like a balance of power or something that you may lose the kids or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
So it is pride.
It can be. I won't say in 100% of cases, no. In some cases that it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, and some people are receptive. I talked to, several coaches in the area, girls and boys, and they are receptive um, of having these conversations. Coach Blicker just gave a great case. You know what I'm saying? Him and I talk from time to time when I'm able to get eyes on his team, and he's willing to listen to what I have to say. You know what I'm saying? He knows his team better than I do. I'm just going by the observation of what I see. But, you know, he just gave a point where he's able to use information in order to improve his team. I only thing I'm saying, coach, there's a lot of great resources in the area and outside the area. And we just got to continue to promote improvement. You know what I'm saying? From if we are expecting that from our kids, we got to expect that from ourselves as coaches too.
Okay. There it is. That's a tough one there. You got to expect that which you expect. Expect what I say, inspect what you expect.
Yes, sir.
Inspect what you expect. There it is. All right. Well, good coach's corner. So last week, I don't know if you all you tuned in or not, but we partner with we do a lot of stuff, support the Polk County girls basketball, who does a great job with covering girls basketball for the area. And so Coach Billy D talked about how there's a company that we want to give more recognition to the young ladies as well, and use our platform however we can help. We just trying to help kids regardless. And so starting today, Coach Billy D is going to have a segment that he's going to do with the girls side of things for us, recognizing their players of the week, and then their primetime performers, and then their player of the week. So I will take a squig of my beverage and turn it over to the All-State coach.
First of all, we want to shout out Miss Tamara McKenzie and her company Exodus 410 LLC for sponsoring Polk County Girls Player of the Week. We want to note that we're not picking the Player of the Week. It is specifically coming from the Polk County Girls page. We're just going to announce it here on our platform every week. And they want to recognize a Player of the Week from last week, and we'll do that right now. Her name is Amelia Williams from Jordan Christian Prep. She had a 41-point game last week, so she will be the Player of the Week from last week. All right.
41 for girls?
Yes. Because she won the top scores in the state. At one point, I want to say she was averaging. I think she's still averaging over 30 a game. Or close to it. She putting in work over there.
What she play? She a post?
Christian Prep.
No, what she play? She a guard?
She a guard.
Okay.
She a guard. Okay. All right. So moving on to this week, their primetime performers. Excuse me if I don't pronounce your name right. Tatiana Allen from Avon Park had a 22 and 5 and 20 and 6 last week. Serenity Hardy 17 and 4 against Jenkins, 24 and 4 against Miami Country Day, which was number 17 in the state, and she had a 29 and 5 against St. Thomas Aquinas. Ava Anderson from McKeel had a 35-point game versus Arbondale. Alicia Pollard from Arbondale had 19 versus McKeel. LCC from Marlbury had a 34-point performance against Discovery. Quinn Sanders from Winter Haven had 18-5 versus St. Thomas. Amelia Williams again, 2 games with 23-5, 23-10. Z Kennedy from Haines City had a 10-5 and 10 performance, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 10 assists. And Delana Morris from Haines City had 15-8. So the player of the week from Polk County girls basketball this week is Serenity Hardy from Winter Haven. So congratulations to Serenity, her family, her teammates, and her coaches over at Winter Haven.
Okay.
And the same with Jordan Christian Prep for Amelia Williams last week.
So Amelia Williams, she 25?
She
25?
is no, she's 26.
Oh man. So 2026 class is loaded for
Yeah.
girls.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So LODID. Loaded. Congratulations to Ms. Williams.
Yes, coach. Serenity Hardy did have offer this week from UNC Wilmington. That is correct. Came yesterday.
Shout out Serenity. Good job. Great job. Great family. Brothers doing great job. They both play ball here in the area. Both are doing taking the football route, but were very good basketball players while they were at Lakeland High School. So
They were.
shout out to Serenity and the dad Roger, good
and the
guy.
older sisters playing that Army.
And the older sisters at Army. So that's a jeez. Everybody in the family. That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. So shout out to the young ladies. Coach, why you got the girls on? Anything you want to speak on? I know y'all had a big week down south last week. I know y'all got a big event coming up this week too. So if you want to talk about it, you can right now.
Okay, I can do that right now. We did have a huge week. This week we had Jenkins for senior night, but then we went down south, played back-to-back games against the number 7 and 19 team in the state overall. We came out 2-0. I was concerned because it's we driving 3+ hours and getting out of the car and playing basketball. That can be tough on some people. So I was kind of weary on how we would play. But the kids they're resilient, coach, and they found a way. It's different playing down south, coach. Them people don't want us to come down there and beat no teams from down there. Let's just say that you fighting against the other team and the referees too.
Oh, so you got the D'Amico Ryan's speech, huh? D'Amico Ryan said we know he's gonna be against everybody. And
it's tough playing down there, man. It's tough playing down there. But I'll take the time out now to announce the Ladon Classic that's coming up this weekend. It's Friday and Saturday at Winter Haven High School. Friday at 4:30 the Lady Blue Devils will be playing against Windermere Prep, which is a pretty good program out of Orlando. Then you have Oak Ridge versus NFEI out of Jacksonville. That's at 6. And at 7:30, you got Central Point Academy versus Somerset Academy Canyons at 7:30, all at Winter Haven. And on Saturday, you have, starting at 10 o'clock in the morning, Lake Mary versus Lake Wells, 11:30, Colonial High School versus CFCA, 1 o'clock, Central Point versus Windermere Prep, 2:30, NFEI versus West Orange, 4 o'clock, Bishop Moore versus Ocoee, 5:30, Leesburg versus Oak Ridge, and the finale, which is going to be a really, really good game, Somerset Academy Canyons versus the Lady Blue Devils at 7 o'clock.
So we got just to give you a visual, it's like the top teams in the state coming to Polk County, play some basketball before the district for a playoff play. So you get a good game that's somebody you're not gonna play, but give you a type of energy that you're gonna need, like a playoff type game without
Yeah,
it being playoffs.
yeah.
That's the
Hopefully we can build it, to be as competitive as what Coach McGriff is doing over at the Mosaic. But we got some really, really good teams coming in, and we expect it to be competitive all day long.
and as we say, and anytime and Silver Keys, we appreciate it. We just, if nothing else, we're gonna support Polk County. We're gonna support our athletes. We know the Polk County girls basketball do a great job, so that's why we intentionally don't do as much with the girls, just out of respect. But obviously, we support them. We support the young ladies. We have no problem with using the platform to help any kid. So y'all make sure y'all pull up. Obviously, we'll say it again before Friday when it gets there. We'll tell y'all to pull up over there and check out some great basketball. Support the student athletes, including the ladies who are doing a great job. They got a great shot at. Coach can't say it. I mean, he can, but he ain't. Got a great shot of bringing a championship, a state championship, to Polk County for girls. Like, great opportunity. So we want to make sure we get behind them, and anybody that's got an opportunity, we want to make sure we get behind them. So y'all go check them out. Y'all will enjoy it. They play hard. They play together. They share the ball. I know I enjoyed the 2 games I saw in person. I enjoyed it. So just wanted to give y'all that time, and we'll be doing it weekly now. Thankful for the sponsor that tapped in to celebrate the young ladies, and we are very humbled that we get a chance to participate in it and giving them a little more recognition, which they rightfully deserve. So shout out to Miss Williams from last week, shout out to Miss Hart for this week, and shout out overall to the level of playing girls basketball. So on the girls side, y'all finish a week before boys. So
no, you finished the same time.
Same time. So if we were to do the girls side, I know Polk girls basketball do a great job with it. I know a couple weeks ago we talked about it's like 5 girls teams look like they'll get in.
It's probably gonna be more than that.
More than 5. Okay.
More than 5, yeah,
Even
definitely.
better. Okay. So we got a shot. We got a fighting shot.
Yes, definitely.
Outside of y'all, we got a fighting shot.
Yeah, we got a shot of more than 5 getting in. Right now, shout out to Haines City, Coach Paul and his team. They're number 2 in the region right now, Coach.
Okay.
Number 2 in the region.
Yeah, good deal. We like that. That's a good position to be.
Mm-hmm.
This way you get home games to the regional final, then it's go for what you know at that point. So, all right. Well, Coach, I saw this video, and the question was, it was on Instagram or Twitter, one of them. But it said, that's a good question, Coach Blicker. It was like, the real problem is this. It said, "Is this the real problem in sports?" And then when you know how they had a still thing, and then when you click on it, show the video. So the video shows a game going on, kids on the floor playing, and then the camera goes to the stands, and it's 2 parents, 2 women, because they going at it. They hair pulling, snatch the lady out the stands. And then of course the kids run over there, so it totally disrupted the game. So the question was, are parents the biggest issue in youth sports? And then the party would say they're the biggest asset and they're the biggest liability as far as how they understand. They fighting each other, fighting the refs, and it's just almost like it's an epidemic at this point. So our parents, and I know we might lose some viewers, our parents the biggest issue in youth sports?
I think I agree to both what you said. They're the biggest asset and they're the biggest liability, Coach. Unfortunately, and people think they can say whatever they want to in those stands, and it doesn't come with consequences. Like people just not gonna tolerate you talking about their child, whether you know it's their child or not. Like, people are sensitive to that, coach. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta watch, you gotta still be respectful. You know, it's okay to be competitive. It's okay to show competitiveness, but at the same time, we are role models. Our kids are watching. You know what I'm saying? We say that in our little coaching chats all the time. Our kids are watching. So how we react, you know what I'm saying? We got to be mindful that these young minds that we're shaping and molding, they're watching us. You know what I'm saying? And we got to make sure that we set a great example for them.
Is there enough support to monitor? I'm trying to say the right word.
No,
To
it's not.
monitor the stands.
Coach, it's gonna be it's like high school. You have most of the time you have like an officer there, but it's gonna get to a point at youth sports where security is gonna be required, especially when you start talking about referees and their safety and stuff too. You know what I'm saying? It's too many, and we share these videos amongst one another because it's just too many incidents where refs are being attacked, coaches are being attacked, and all of this stuff. Like people are not gonna want to ref the games anymore, or even coach if I'm gonna be at risk of being attacked by a parent or spectators.
When do we get there, Coach? That is because the game ain't. It's not like it's more competitive now. It's not like they playing it different. But you never walked in the gym and thought, especially as an official or even a coach, that I don't care what's going on, that you was fearful or not even fearful, but you had to be like on guard that you might have to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Defend yourself, coaching or officiating. It's like now when we see the videos now, we're like, oh, there you go again, there go another one. It's not like, oh man, what's going on? It's not. It's like it's almost acceptable that and expected that that's going to happen somewhere at some point.
And coach, it's bad where people are losing their lives now over youth sports. Like how does it escalate to that? That people are losing their lives over youth sports.
Playing time.
Coach, it comes from playing time to favoritism, and especially when we start talking about youth football, coach, man, there's a lot of betting and stuff going on outside of that. Especially down south, coach. It's a whole another culture down there. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's different down there. I remember that. Was it 60-minute piece?
Yeah, that little special.
Down south where they went into the little bank and they was betting on the little, and that was so crazy when that came out. I was coaching Little League football there. I was coach. CJ was like, his team was like, they like 8-9 years old, coach, and CJ didn't that game that we played we played the Lakeland Lumberjacks, and because that was the biggest name around, man. Them guys was coming up to me during the week, man, asking who played what. Hey, man, get away from me with all that, man. I'm out here. They was betting, coach. They was betting on these little 8-9-year-olds, man, and
coach, I've seen it. They betting on
money, coach. They were betting good money. Coach. There's some guys in Polk County in Lakeland mad at me to this day, coach. Maybe they don't squash the beef now, but mad at me for this day because my team, the team I coach, we beat the Lumberjacks. I was coaching the Titans. We beat them, coach. And these people, I'm coaching 8-9-year-olds. I'm not that. I got to do with what y'all doing on the sideline and on behind the fence, whatever. But coach, them cats is hot with me now because we beat them. So you lost your money. Why is you betting on 8-9? These kids are second and third grade. What is that? I have to question you. And one of the guys that won money wanted to, no, man, coach, can I at least do a pool, a pizza party for the kids at the price? Bro, leave that mess in the parking lot. I'll send them out there. But it's like, they don't want y'all this money. At least I can do is give them some pizza, coach.
But coach, it is bad, coach. I don't see them like bet on, who gonna make the next touchdown. I don't see them in the stands at basketball game. Who gonna make the next shot? Coach, it's
Do
bad
you
in
think
some
that? Do
places.
you think that? Do you think that it's filtered down? We as a society, with all this way that we can, the sports betting. You think that stuff is filtered down? I know it's hard to because you now you ain't just betting hard rock. You ain't just betting on the Ravens and the Bills. Like you said, betting on the first down, betting on the touchdown. All right, I bet I got $50 this time. They get a first down, or they score on the first drive. Or this third and 10, I get $25. They get the first down. Like some people, so they like you say, it don't matter who's playing. So is that a real issue as it relates to probably not here in Polk County, but is it a real issue other places with that?
I think so because we talking like this new. Coach, it's not new.
It's just
It,
public now.
it's more public now. I mean, Coach, even when I played, they were still doing it.
Yeah.
Like Coach, it was crazy because in the 90s, Lake Wells was prominent in football and basketball. We was pretty good. In baseball too, we was pretty good. But Coach, man, like we was kids, man. We didn't know no better. But somehow, like I have a good game, and next thing I know, I got somebody giving me money for a touchdown, like for every touchdown. Like I took it. It was like I'm a jet, bro. Like I need to put gas in my car. Like come on, man. But
yeah,
this been going on. This ain't new.
So to me, I think that's part of my point of it. I think part of that is what's happening in them stands.
Agreed.
Because Coach, how you getting that mad, Coach? You don't how you getting that mad that you running and rushing a ref, you running up on a coach. You can't be that mad just off normal, sir. You ain't just coming here like I did, just gonna watch the game, and you doing all that. No, you got some extra incentive that got you jumping the stand and jumping at people. So what else can it be?
Because Coach, as a ref, man, a ref gonna get paid regardless. They don't care who win. They don't care who win. You know what I'm saying? But when you have those extra incentives as you placed on it, like that could be it. Or
why so many people say if the refs don't care, and I'm just you obviously you didn't got to answer this, but the refs cheating. How many times we hear that, Coach? Football, basketball, cards, dominoes, the refs cheating. If the refs don't care who wins, how can they be cheating? Why am I cheating? Who I'm cheating for? Like what? And that's Coach. You go to the gym in Polk County. Somebody gonna say the refs cheating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it's an up 30 down 30 game, that's different. But if it's a game, man, you cheating, man. You calling that? I understand the coaches working the refs. Hey man, you gotta look at that. You calling me and shit, you calling them, and man, you come on now. You're a little quick with that Wilson type stuff. We gonna play. You gonna let us hand check. We gonna let them play. We gonna that's okay. But I'm talking about the blatant they cheating. You did and stand on that, Coach. Like no, I don't know.
My thing is, Coach, if you're gonna be bad on both sides. And Coach Jones not lying about that. Remember, I had that post about a kid came to school mad because he lost the parlay.
Come on, Coach.
So the best information come from the kids, Coach.
Coach, they bet kids betting parlays. So what
Coach kids
betting parlays. On the stand. I mean, on the court, you people sure got a parlay in the stands, right? So that's what. Okay, we just broke the case. We just did like Matlock. We just broke the case. So that's what's got them slanging each other in the stands and running at refs and coaches, man. So I just need to know what the line is, huh? Like for the game, I need to know what I'm. So I know how protected I need to be, or how much guard I need to be on, depending on what this line is, right, Coach? It's my line. I'm plus 10. What I'm working with, let me know.
Man.
So
Again, when it all comes down to it, man, kids gotta enjoy the game. Parents come in. It's okay to be competitive, but let's not forget what the game is about.
yeah, I love what they say in the playoffs when they do they be doing the little script like players
Yeah,
play,
yeah.
coaches,
Sportsmanship.
parents. Yeah, sports. I like that. I always say, why wait to do that in the playoffs? Why not do that every game? Because that should be the expectation every game. So when you're doing all the pregame stuff, I just think that's something that could be expanded. But they do it definitely in the playoffs. But I like that message. Now, whether you listen to it or not,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good message. It's a good attempt at what the expectation should be. And so I don't know. So, Coach, last week we, it's Martin King Day tomorrow, but yesterday we had a lot of games. We had the most games on Saturday all year. We had like 13 games yesterday,
Yeah.
and we played a lot of out of county because holiday weekend, so you can kind of play a little different. And so we kind of our performance was mixed. So we always trying to measure ourselves against how we looking at against the rest of the state. So I'm just gonna run down the scores for you, and then you get your feedback on them overall, or you can speak specifically on it. So yesterday we had down at the Wally Keller Classic, we had 4 teams down, and we went 2-2 on the day. Discovery lost a heartbreaker, little nail biter to Gateway Charter by 3. Bartow won a nail biter. They had to withstand a rally from the Milton team from Milton. They won by 4, 6-8, 6-4. Santa Fe was pretty much, they took care of business. They beat Bishop Moreau by double digits. Winter Haven lost a heartbreak in the nightcap, lost to a team from Tennessee by 2. Lakeland, we went 2-0 up in Ocala Forest. Lakeland beat Lake Weir by 15. Victory beat Ocala Vanguard by 7. And up in Jacksonville and Duval, Davenport lost to University Christian by 11. Lake Gibson was over in New Smyrna Beach. They lost a heartbreak, lost by 2 to Palm Coast. Avon Park picked up a good win. They beat Venice by 5 over in Sarasota. Lake Wells, and then at the J.J. Etler Classic, you had Lake Wells beat Tampa Bay Tech by 24. Vanguard lost to Wekiva by 14. Hays City lost to Parker by 23. And Lake Region lost a heartbreaker to Trinity Christian by 2. And then Sarasota Riverview beat Ridge over there also in Sarasota by 10. So I think it was like 6 or 7 on the day. So very, very competitive. We kind of was spread all over. So
yeah.
my first thing is I was happy to see people playing. Obviously, you want us to do better, but we wasn't getting sausage put in when we did lose. So that's encouraging, and we had a lot of close games, but
But that's what you want to see, though, Coach. You want to see them compete.
Go ahead, Coach. Some of the texts I be getting during the show, man. I'm sorry, that one now kind of. I sent it to you, so I ain't gonna say it, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
But that's what you want to do. That's what you want to see, Coach. You want to see us go out and compete. You don't want to see us go and lay an egg. I think the Bartow win is probably the most was the best win out of all of them, if you ask me, because Milton has been a pretty good program out of Georgia, Coach. They've been in City of Palms in the last 3 years. I want to say they've been at least twice. So that's a pretty good program that they were able to beat. Shout out to Lakeland. Shout out to Santa Fe with their wins. Coach, I want to give a shout out to Avon Park. You know what I'm saying? Like Venice is a good win for them. 7A school that's fighting for a playoff spot in their region. That's a great win for Avon Park, Coach. And we're going to give people their flowers while they're living. And I know I've been tough on them about their schedule, but that's a good win for them.
They got a big one this week. We'll talk about it in a minute. They got a big one this week.
So
Then the
You know,
count.
everybody else, they competed. We lost a couple close games by like 2 and 3 points. So it's just letting people know that they're not far away. But you got to be playing your best basketball of the season, like right now. And if it's not clicking for you right now, well, you better start doing your inventory, getting that ready, getting ready for next season.
Yeah, cause what you 2 weeks, right? You got this week, and then next week is Mosaic, and then it's district, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just, like I said, when I look and I kept getting, looking and getting updates and people sending stuff, like I didn't realize we had that many games that we had. And like I said, usually Saturday people that be people day off. People, I mean, you got certain people that play on Saturday, but that was a lot more than normally play. So that was very good to see. I just wish we could have finished the deal a little more. And you say you learning about your teams. Like Coach Jones say, his team had to do a little gut check. Too much ball on the thought. That mean they big, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So University Christian got some twin towers, huh? I mean, you like Davenport got a nice. They got an entertaining team. I watched their game. Not all of it. I watched parts of it when they played. Was it Hayes City or Ridge the other night? One of them rivalry games.
I ain't say that. I think it was.
Man, first of all, shout out to the crowd, man. The crowd. It was well attended, man. I know Coach Atmo goes home. Play the rivalry. I guess that probably might have been part of the storyline, but it was great energy for the kids, man. That's what I be looking. I be wanting the kids to have a great experience, man. So when I see the fans show up, I be happy for the kids, but. That was a very well played intense game. He got that Hardy kid, Coach. He get better every time I see him, Coach. But he ain't by himself though. Like got him, and then he got some good. He got 3 good guards, and then he got a nice little situation over there at Davenport. But like you say, you got to have some depth. So it sounds like if you had to fight back and then you ran out of gas, that's the thing at this point, Coach. You got to have depth, right? You got
Coach, that's coming off an overtime win versus the Ridge the day before,
and then they had to get in the car and drive up the road, right? So that was a tough one. So sometimes you can gain from losses. I mean, speaking on last week, our game of the week was Santa Fe and Victory. And Santa Fe went over. Now PG called. The PG said that he liked Santa Fe, right? He called that one quick.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know I watched the game on the network, in the NFHS network, and I was impressed with Santa Fe. They look like a seasoned team. Like I think those games they've been playing against all these top 100 teams, it's like it showed. Like, coach, they were in control the whole game. Like they were so methodical. I don't even know if that's the right word, but it's like they wasn't rushing for shots. They were sharing the ball. Tate was taking shots, but it was like in the flow of what they was doing. And he had 17 or 18, whatever he had. But they had 2 or 3 other guys who was in double figures too, so it was like spread out. You can get a bucket from Tate, but then I was impressed with how Toby just made every play. But they look like them games helped them. If I guess what I'm saying, like you've been playing tough people. You've been playing tough people, and you've had to kind of gel into something. Then he had a couple guys come off the bench. They not big kids, but the freshman, the Foster kid, and then the Newkirk kid, they came in and gave him good minutes, and I was impressed. I was impressed with how well they played, and they're not a big team, coach, but it didn't hurt them. Like it didn't really hurt them as much. So I was very impressed with.
But I think that 4 or 5 game stretch that they had, where they had lost them 4 or 5 games in a row, helped shape their season afterwards. I think they learned a lot about themselves. Coach Blicker was able to make a lot of good adjustments, and they're just playing better basketball, Coach. And it's at the right time. It's at the right time. Like, Coach, they're gonna be a tough out for anybody that plays them from here on out. Um, you know, and they led by a senior guard, Coach.
So that was an impressive win too. I just Victory played. I'm not saying Victory played well, but also with Victory, they played. Q played well. I like how hard Tucker played, but it's just like I don't know. They look a little different without the other guys inside.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully and like it was tough for them. It was tough for them to guard Santa Fe, but I imagine it's tough for anybody to guard Santa Fe because they got so many guys that can handle the ball. But Santa Fe just did a good job just spreading the floor. So I'm saying hopefully Santa Fe ain't exposed something. Hopefully it's just an aberration. That's something they can fix. But Santa Fe definitely, y'all miss Wilcox. It's a different team without 6'8" and 6'10" out there, but they did bounce back and they went up the road and beat Ocala Vanguard. So that was a good bounce back win. But we still feel like Victory is clearly the best team in their region. We like what Santa Fe is doing, but I thought it was a very well played game. But I thought on that night Santa Fe definitely came in and they looked like it was a business trip. You know what I'm saying? Like they just came in and had like a different energy about them. And Victor didn't play bad. Santa Fe just they look cleaner, I guess.
I will say this too, Coach. That was a playoff game. It's playoff type atmosphere. And when you start looking at the experience on both teams, Santa Fe has more experienced players when it comes to like playoffs and like a true leader. Victory is young, they're trying to figure out, their leadership roles and who's gonna be that emotional leader, that floor general that's gonna keep everybody together. I think that's one thing that they're gonna have to figure out once they get into the playoffs, like who's gonna be that vocal leader on that team to keep everybody together, making sure everybody's doing the right thing and making sure that everybody's playing the way they're supposed to. If they can figure that part out, maybe they'll shock somebody once they get to Lakeland, because they're gonna have a tough road once they get there.
Yeah, and that's a good point too. You could tell that maybe that's the word I was looking for. Santa Fe, their veterans look like veterans,
Mm-hmm.
and Victory has, and they have to get to that point. They're
They
young.
had kids that play, but not in the roles that they are in right now.
That's a good point. But like I said, like you said, it's a playoff type atmosphere, playoff team. So you can't ever be a bad situation when you're playing a team that's going to help you because of the challenge. So Victory is better after that game, and so is Santa Fe. They're both better because of the fact, and I'm just saying, shout out they actually played each other, coach, because that don't happen a lot where people play each other. So the kids played well. They went at each other. It was very well played. It was nobody was out there acting crazy and stuff. So I enjoyed it from that standpoint. But so the game of the week did kind of live up. I think Santa Fe is, like you say, peaking at the right time. You got other teams that have seemed like they kind of putting some wins together, to position themselves. I know that Lakeland has won about 3 or 4 in a row. And coach, we bash him a lot, coach. Well, I don't know if we bash him a lot. We just kind of like, it's kind of. But this week, what's the name picked up 2 wins, back-to-back days. Oh, Kathleen. They picked up 2 wins. So shout out to the young men at Kathleen, the young team that's chopping wood and trying to persevere. And the easiest thing to do would be to walk away from it. They stand there and they continue to fight. So shout out to them also for their success. We got some teams that we was talking about and then they kind of had a rough week. So that consistency, coach, has been a thing countywide that we've kind of struggled with. We want to make sure that and shout out to, not to say that to nobody else, but shout out to Blicker and Coach Blicker and Coach Fitzgerald for playing each other, first of all, and then doing the old school home and away, coach. I don't know if any other game of that caliber, those teams with that type of, talent agreed to play each other home and home this year. And now that's, once again, when we say we old school, because that's what it used to be. And 9 ain't this and all these optics and strength of schedule and the thing got to line this way and the wind got to blow this way for. We just want the kids to have the privilege of playing each other, because there's good players right here in Polk County. So why do I have to continue to go to Orange County, Hillsborough County, Duval County, Broward County, when there's kids right here that's just as good as them guys I'm going to play? So to me, I ain't gonna get on the soapbox tonight, but to me, I'm just happy that they got to at least play against each other and compete and make each other better. Because why do I got to go get in the car 4 hours, coach? Coach, y'all get in the car 4 hours because y'all ain't got no choice.
Yes.
If y'all had teams that could give you good competition and good work, you wouldn't be jumping in the car every weekend. You can't tell me y'all that's like, okay, man, let's see how far we can go every week.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You're doing it because you don't have a choice. So if we got people that we can play against and the whole iron sharp iron, I'm going to make you better, you're going to make me better. In the playoffs, we ain't going to see each other anyway. We just want to, let's meet at the White House. Victory in, 2A? Santa Fe in 3A or 1A, 2A? They're not in the same class.
Yeah,
they're not in the same class. Let's make each other better. And then let's meet at the finish line. So shout out to both of them coaches for actually doing that, giving the kids experience, giving the fans experience. That game was very well attended too, coach. It was a lot of people. It was very well attended. So once again, great for the kids, great for the fans that you got to come in a great atmosphere and compete. So anyway, based off that, coach, we're gonna move on to our honor roll for the week. Or do you want to do top 10 for the week? I know you had your. You did shout out Serenity. So we on the boys' side, we got two guys that we want to shout out. Brian Glover from Vanguard picked up 2 offers this week. He picked up Bryant and Stratton College and Carolina University. So shout out to 25 Vanguard guard Brian Glover, and also shout out to Tate Darner at Santa Fe. He reached 1,500 points this week in that game against Victory, career points. So shout out to both of those young men on their accomplishments this week. And we got 10 guys for the honor roll for this week. David Allen from Sebring had 27 points, went 6 for 8 from 3-point line, 5 assists against Lakeland. DJ Howard from Lakeland Christian, 31 points, 4 steals against Tenor Rock. Damari Cohen from Avon Park had 22 points, 10 rebounds against Clewiston. Tate Darner had 2 good games this week. Yesterday he had 26 points, 4 steals, 2 blocks against Bishop Monroe, and then the win against Victory at 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And I would venture to say that 18, I like that game just overall. Anyway, I keep going. For Fort Meade, Makai Berry, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 5 steals against McKill. Butter Hardy from Davenport had 23 points, 3 assists against Ridge. Omari Russell, 27 points, 6 steals, 5 rebounds against Mulberry. He's from Fort Meade. Messiah Borders from Bartow, 27 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals against Winter Haven. Darius Livingston, 29 points, 5 assists, 4 steals against, was it Davenport? Davenport. And Toby Lane, 22 points, 6 assists, also yesterday against Bishop Monroe. So I guess it's my week to pick the player of the week. I know you did it last week. So just off of his body of work for the week, just how he played yesterday. They needed points yesterday, so he gave them points. And on Tuesday, I think they needed more leadership, and he gave them leadership on Tuesday. I mean, he scored what he needed to, but it was I was impressed with the leadership of not feeling like he had to take every shot, that he trusted his teammates a little more, and his teammates didn't let him down. And so for our player of the week this week, boys side is sponsored by Filling the Lane. We appreciate the partnership with them all year long, recognizing players of the week. So the player of the week this week for Polk Hoops is Tate Darner from Santa Fe, the cover boy for the inaugural Polk Hoops magazine. So make sure that we'll get in contact with Coach Blicker to get in contact with Vincent Miller over. He got so many names. Step into our lane, right? And it's Filling the Lane. They both the same one to recognize Mr. Darner. All right, Coach. So moving right into that to our top 10 for the week. Oh, man. So the top 10, we had a lot of movement this week, man. A lot of movement. And so this week we decided to just go with body of work, not just necessarily wins and losses. But starting at 10, at 9 and 9, we have Ridge. At 9, at 10 and 10, we have Davenport. At 8, at 9 and 7, Jordan Christian Prep. At 7, at 9 and 5 is Lakeland. 6 at 14 and 5, Arbondale. 5 at 14 and 5, Discovery. 4 at 14 and 5, Victory. I mean, that's 4. 4 at 14 and 5 is Victory. 3 at 11 and 8, Santa Fe. 2, 14 and 6, Bartow. And holding strong at number 1 at 15 and 1, the Avon Park Red Devils. So 1 to 10 again, Avon Park 1, Bartow 2, Santa Fe 3, Victory 4, Discovery 5, Arbondale 6, Lakeland 7, JCP 8, Davenport 9, and Ridge 10. Thoughts, Coach?
There are no thoughts, Coach. There's no thoughts whatsoever. Hats off to those that were mentioned in the top 10. Just keep chopping wood, keep plugging away. Rankings for Florida high schools will come out Tuesday. You'll know better what your district seating is going to be, and just plan accordingly.
Okay. All right.
I think that not this week, but I think
31st,
it may be this week. Maybe Saturday.
It's the 31st. That's in, right? The 31st or the 1st? The day of the mosaic, right? I know.
I think it's this Saturday coming for district.
The 25th.
For the district.
Okay.
For the district, this Saturday coming.
All right. Well, last segue is, Coach, we got some good games this week that we'll highlight, and then we'll be done. So on Tuesday night, we got 3 good ones on Tuesday night. We got Arbondale at Davenport, the T-Mac Brain Trust, Coach E versus Coach Ampbo. On Tuesday, we also got Bartow traveling over to Victory, Coach McGriff and Coach Fitzgerald. And then Tuesday night, we have Lakeland traveling to Discovery.
Got some real good games, Coach.
Real good games on Tuesday night, Coach. Thursday night, Slam comes to Victory. Friday, Foundation Academy is at Santa Fe. It's senior night at Santa Fe. Friday is also, coaching. We got a top 5 matchup. Avon Park travels to Discovery. So we might have a two-headed game of the week this week. And then also Saturday, Victory plays Masters Academy, and the Polk Hoops shootout is also this Saturday. All games at Lakeland High School, Lake Region versus Mulberry, Haines City Kathleen, Jenkins Sebring, Ridge, Jordan Christian Prep, Lakeland versus Davenport, and Discovery versus Seminole. That Lakeland Davenport game is also
Yeah, that's gonna
interesting
be
because you
interesting
got the
too.
two freshman point guards going at it. So, what's your thoughts on the games this week? Any of you want to dive into? You just gonna kind of just
I think there's good matchups for this time of the year, Coach. It'll help us with separation as far as the top 10 goes. Um, Auburndale, Coach Eric at Auburndale, want to give him his flowers again. He's doing a great job with those young kids, those kids that he have over there, Coach. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be in attendance for the Auburndale Davenport game.
okay.
Um, Bartow and Victory is very intriguing because I'm wondering how Victory is gonna handle the pressure of Bartow because you know it's coming. It's just like the conflict of styles of play, and I wonder will Victory can counteract that with their style of play. So I think that's a very intriguing game for both of them. I'm curious on how they come out. I probably lean towards Bartow because they're so aggressive defensively and it can be very physical. But that's gonna be an epic game. You said it's at Victory, correct?
Sad victory. Like Mr. Riley said earlier, shout out to Mr. Riley. Bartow had 5 guys in double figures yesterday. So if you can get multiple guys in double figures, which is
Yeah.
kind of what Santa Fe just did. Santa Fe had 3 or 4 in double figures Tuesday. That could probably give Victory some problems because that's more guys you got to account for.
And McGriff is just like us. He play fast, and they try to get in transition. So everybody has the opportunity to score if you run the floor. So I can definitely see that. Now Lakeland at Discovery. I think that's a great matchup there. Um, I think Lakeland is young but competitive. Um, and Discovery is senior dominant. They got some pretty good seniors, so I'm interested who comes out of that game.
What about the top 5 matchup? We got one traveling to 5 or 4 or 5. Avon Park at Discovery on Friday night.
I think
Look at the chat, Coach, before you say that.
I saw that. I saw that already.
You saw it already. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that. I like Discovery. It's at home, right?
It's at Discovery. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's at the what they call it, the Coliseum. It's at the
yeah.
Coliseum.
I don't know why because I want to get into history, but I don't talk to Wheelings about that. I like Discovery by double digits.
So the Spartans and the Coliseum is not.
Coach, the Spartans are Greek. Colosseum's in Italy. I don't had this conversation with them before, but you and I are historians. We like stuff like that. I don't, you know, I, but anyway, whatever they want to call it, Coach.
Whatever, get them out the get them
Yeah,
out the.
definitely, whatever they want to call it. But
So
yeah, I like Discovery by double digits at home.
so that's a good one. So that's a good
It's a
opportunity
measuring
for
stick.
Avon Park,
You know what
right?
I'm saying? It's gonna show Avon Park like where they're at and what they're gonna need to work on. But Discovery is tough at home, and now they done got their floor leader back, and he's playing at a high level.
Yeah, he tough, Coach. He
Coach,
tough.
first game back and you put up 29 like you ain't
Yeah,
never left.
he was ready to be back. He's ready to be
Mm-hmm.
back. So okay, so we got some good matchups this week, which is good. See, like you say, later in the year, some people choose to cruise through the finish line. It seems like we got some teams that is deciding to go play some people. So we happy for that. We happy for the kids.
Yeah,
Happy for the fans. So
at
y'all
the
make
best
sure
time of
y'all
year, Coach. It's
that
at the
time.
best time of year.
It's the time where you want to see where you're
Yeah.
at right before you jump in there. Then, like you say, Mosaic next week, and then after that, everybody's 0-0, right?
0-0. Like I said, some people, you can start doing inventory right now. It's all right. I think when I went to Sam's, they had washing powder and detergent on sale.
They can already separate the whites from the colors and the
Please don't put no bleach in them colored clothes.
Oh man, don't mix your whites with your colors, man. Don't put no and stuff. Them expect them uniforms expensive, man. But man, we appreciate y'all. That's all we got for this week, man. We got a lot of good games. We will post the whole 25 tomorrow. Shout out to Miss Hardy and Miss Wiz on the girls' side, and Mr. Darner on the boys' side. Y'all be sure to get out. Yeah, we saw that too. Yeah, Victory got another big game. They're going to play the people in McClay over in the Villages on Saturday. I saw that. I didn't know what McClay had, so that's why I didn't mention them.
No.
But
I do know Santa Fe played the Villages pretty tough.
Yeah, that's what I was told.
I saw the score up. I'm about to reach out to coach about how that game went.
All them games, coach, you can't help but to your point about IQ and situation of basketball. If you keep getting put in these situations, it didn't look like it was the first time they was in a big game against Victor. I'm not saying that's how Victor. I'm saying it didn't look like. So I was extremely impressed with everybody who played. You know what you're gonna get from Tate and Toby, even Knox to a certain extent. But the other guys was making plays because they deserve to be out there. So it's like, you ain't gonna be able to get there with those three guys. Them three guys great, great leaders, but you gotta have some help. And he had some help the other night. So that's that. But you can tell to me, the first thing I'm thinking, them games helped them. Like them losing and how them sitting there questioning themselves and they playing scared and timid. It's like they was playing with confidence, in my opinion, because of them games, win or lose.
I think Tate understand he's gonna need them to be playing with a bunch of confidence to achieve the goal that they have in mind. Right. So shout out to him.
And that's why I say the 18 points. That's what I was getting to. The 18 points to me was more impressive Tuesday than yesterday because he played a floor game. He made sure other guys was in position, and he needed to make a shot or take a shot. Of course, he got it, but it wasn't like he was coming out of every shot got to be mine. He was making sure other people was straight, and then like I say, between him and Toby, which is best combo in Polk County guard wise, they look like the best combo guard wise. And we say all the time here, you got good guard play. Okay, yeah. I beat other team is you got a shot, and they got really good guard play. So anyway, that's all we got for this week, man. Y'all enjoy your MLK Day tomorrow. Coach, who you got? I know it's a basketball show, but who you got tomorrow real quick? Ohio State, Notre Dame for the ship.
I got Ohio State winning that game, even though I really want Notre Dame to win for selfish reasons. But as far as the football goes, I like Ohio State. They playing at a high level. Chip Kelly got the offense rolling right now.
The guys are playing like they're press clippings. They're playing at the level that they was brought in to play at. Yeah,
and Day is trying to save his job, but he was on his way out.
So he good now. Win or lose, he good now, right?
Yeah, he at least back for next season for sure.
You're not a Day fan.
He was on his way out. If he'd have laid an egg in these playoffs.
You're not a Day fan at all, is you?
Huh?
Are you a Day fan? You don't sound like you're a Day fan at all. Yeah,
I'm not a Day fan.
Yeah, I can tell by the tone, but yeah, I like Ohio State too, just because of how they're playing. Like all their top guys are playing like top guys. Like they've been very impressive. But I think Notre Dame has been flying under the radar whole playoffs. They got nothing to lose. And
Coach, their defense is really good.
And I like Notre Dame quarterback better than Ohio State quarterback. I don't know if that makes a difference, but that Leonard, he tough. So
I agree, but I'm not gonna lie to you, Coach. Chip Kelly and his offensive game plans throughout these playoffs has been amazing. I'm surprised that nobody has went and tried to get him as their head coach.
I think he gonna get some, but he tough, coach.
It'd be late now trying to get him because you behind in recruiting.
Yeah, you almost gotta let it go at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they may not. He may be in a good spot because I guess once you're a head coach, you always want to be a head coach. But sometimes you get into the right system, and when you're a coordinator, you're gonna be getting top players. You're gonna be getting
Definitely gonna
pros.
get
You're gonna
top
be getting
players.
pros at Ohio State every year, coach.
Coach,
So
that receiver at Ohio State is the best receiver in
come on,
college
coach.
football.
I saw somewhere where they say, coach, if he came out in the draft this year, he'll be a top 5 pick this year.
Easy.
He'll be a top 5 pick, and as a true freshman, so at least I get to coach him 2 more years. That's a great incentive to come back,
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, we appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good week. Y'all be safe. Until next week, Polk Hoops, we out. Y'all take care. Thank you for rocking with us. We don't take it for granted.